Okay, we'll go ahead and get started. Good morning, everyone. My name is John Scruggs. I'm an IT manager at Hobart Service in Troy, Ohio, and the chair of Technology First Infrastructure Cloud Special Interest Group. I'd like to extend a very warm and special welcome to each one of you here with us today at our 14th annual Taste of IT and first virtual conference. Please join me in thanking our sponsors at the Diamond level, Cincinnati State; at the Gold level, Cadre Checkpoint and Okta; at the Bronze level, 8451, ComSpark CDO, CyberRabbit, Dell, Exagrid, Extreme Networks, Franklin University, Gigamon, Nexagen, Sinclair, and Smart Data. And to our annual partners, ATC, Affidance, CareSource, Cincinnati Bell, Google, Round Tower, University of Dayton, Wright State University, and Uptime. We couldn't do this without your support. Thank you so much. All right, let's get started. Nick Enger has quickly risen to Chief Technology Officer at Advanced Technology Consulting, or ATC. Enger has become an industry-leading subject matter expert for business-critical voice, data, cloud, and cybersecurity services. Enger's work with clients has been featured by industry organizations and won awards for best practices and business value. He has sat on numerous technology panels, sharing expertise on cloud communications, cloud services, SD-WAN, and cybersecurity, among other topics. Join me in welcoming Nick Enger and Louis Hallmeyer, Advanced Technology Consulting, as they discuss Microsoft Teams Direct Routing opens door to UCaaS and CPaaS. Take it away.
Excellent. Thank you, John. This is Louis Holmeyer, and sitting next to Nick, if you can see us. And then we have Tom Reinecker from Ring Central, Cloud Solutions Engineer. I'm going to launch us off, talk a little bit, just in case you don't know who ATC is. Advanced Technology Consulting. We are out of Westchester, Ohio, down near Cincinnati. We have a lot of great relations in the tech first community and are excited to be here today. We are an independent IT consulting firm with a focus on digital transformation in 4 core areas: voice, data, cloud, and security. We're going to talk a lot about the voice part, UCaaS and CCaaS, today. And on the data side, when I talk about data, I'm talking about networking, connectivity, internet, cloud, talking about co-location, infrastructure as a service, and then cybersecurity. What's beautiful is we're solution agnostic, and we have access to over 250 technology providers. Our ongoing value proposition goes beyond the implementation of services that are signed up through us, where we service and support above and beyond the provider you go with all the services that go in. And so people like that because they can come to us rather than going to the provider, and we have, we know you, and it's personal. Today, we are featuring one of our providers, one of the leading providers in the UCaaS segment, Ring Central. Ring Central appeared on the Magic Quadrant for the 6th time, and I'm going to turn it over to Nick here to set the stage and talk a little bit about what's going on with Microsoft Teams and direct routing and full-featured PBX.
Well, thank you, Louis. I appreciate that. And John, thank you for the great intro. Again, my name's Nick Enger, CTO, Senior Consultant at ATC. I've been with the organization going on 15 years and really started out with a true focus on voice over IP. I wanted to get a firm understanding of voice over IP. And as time has gone on, it's moved more into this unified communications as a service model. That's a lot about what we're going to be talking about today is unified communications as a service. One of which vendors that we represent and we have a very strong relationship with, and we're actually a preferred partner here locally with Ring Central. As you can see on the screen right now, this is the latest and greatest Magic Quadrant for unified communications as a service put out by Gartner this week. As you can see in the top right, you can see that Ring Central and Microsoft, the 2 big players in the marketplace. We're going to be talking about how they compete against each other, but as well they cooperate with each other and actually integrate together. And it almost gives you the best of both worlds. If you're like most organizations, the work from home environments came out 9 months ago, and there's been a proliferation of unified communications, collaboration services. If you're like most organizations, you've seen the blow up of WebEx, you've seen the blow up of Microsoft Teams, you've seen GoToMeeting, you've seen Slack, you've seen all these different collaboration tools, and it might not have started within your IT organization. It might have been your marketing organization starting to use something different. You might have seen somebody else in the sales organization using something different. So what we've seen is a proliferation and kind of an expansion of collaboration services. What we're talking about today is bringing it all back into one. Let's land on a solution that makes sense for the organization overall, and ultimately will make you more efficient, more effective as an organization as a whole. Another leading report out of Frost & Sullivan, UCaaS Radar, you can see that RingCentral is up and to the right-hand side. A complete user experience, as they say, competitively packaged and priced. Again, I believe that Microsoft and RingCentral are right there, and we're going to be talking more about how they play better together.
We're pretty lucky today to be featuring somebody in the top right-hand quadrant for both Gartner
Exactly
and
right.
Forrester.
Exactly
Great
right.
stuff.
It's amazing. And this just actually came out in the past week. Is Microsoft is really putting an emphasis on phones, right? And you can see that as they've shown up on the Gartner Magic Quadrant for Unified Communications as a Service. Again, going back to the conversation, the work from home, 85 million daily users on Microsoft Teams. We have 90% of large organizations using Teams through a third party to get to PSTN connectivity. And I want to kind of pause there and explain what Microsoft Direct Routing means. Microsoft has enabled Microsoft Teams to have phone functionality. As an IT organization, you have to decide one of two ways. One, you go completely through Microsoft. You port your numbers to Microsoft, you use Microsoft's SIP trunking, you use their phone feature list, which includes 35 features and functions. Or on the alternative side, you use Microsoft Direct Routing. And what that means is your users still use the Microsoft interface. The Microsoft interface looks no different. They're making phone calls and your end users, it's completely transparent. But on the backside, you're leveraging a UCaaS provider such as RingCentral to handle all of your call flow, to handle all of your DIDs. The support mechanisms are built within RingCentral, not with Microsoft. So I want to make that clear delineation from the beginning. You can go to Microsoft directly. You're limited to 35 features and functionality. They have roughly 2 domestic SIP trunking providers, or you can leverage somebody like RingCentral and handles all of the features and functionality for you.
I think that number 85 is going to be more like 100 by the end of the year, isn't it?
I would say it's probably closer to 100. This is a little old slide, probably about 30 days old. So it's probably closer to 100 at this point. So why are we talking Teams? What does it mean? We talked about the work from home initiatives. If you remember, maybe if we take a step back, why did Microsoft come out with Teams? Sure, we had Skype for Business, and that was probably started about 10 years ago. But what was the real reason behind Teams was a competition to Slack. If you remember, Slack was, they were even actually looking to acquire Slack for $8 billion. And they decided instead of buying them that they were going to compete directly with them. And they've done a pretty good job of doing so because they've rolled out the Office 365 licensing that includes, as we all know, numerous applications throughout that stack. But it also, with the work from home initiatives, it was an easy button press to turn it on and people started using it. In fact, non-techie users within your environment most likely really adopted it because they had to. And I think we're all better for it. But at the end of the day, there hasn't been much governance around Microsoft Teams in most organizations. And as they started to use more features and functionality, we need to make sure that we're maximizing the investment.
How often do you see shadow IT in multiple solutions being used?
Every day. Every day. I'm having this conversation about Microsoft Teams daily with organizations. In almost every one of them, they have multiple solutions out there that we're able to combine into and ultimately leverage one platform instead of 6 different. Again, shadow IT is big in this space. So strong Microsoft Teams adoption, obviously, they lack the rich PBX functionality. And this list really could go on and on. The 35 features and functions, there's no contact center available to them. There's no SMS or MMS available to them. So if these are important to your organization, going direct to Microsoft isn't going to be a good fit. Integration complexities, if you have analog devices in your environment, think about overhead paging, think about door buzzers. None of that can be integrated in with Microsoft directly, but it can with direct routing, such with vendors like RingCentral.
And then you have phones that aren't assigned to people, like break room phones and things of that nature.
Yeah, so everything has to be licensed. Exactly right. We talk about SLAs, Microsoft directly, 99.9% SLA. We talk about 4 and 5 nines with other vendors, and then limited PSTN coverage. If you're a global organization, make sure that you're taking a look at their SIP trunking and what's available on the DID side. And then we talked a little bit about this, why direct routing. End users prefer the Teams interface. Again, it's going to be transparent to the end user. So you can leverage RingCentral directly and have the end user experience be no different. You would roll it out and your end users would have no difference there. But I do want to preface this. RingCentral has a very strong product that competes directly with Teams. So once you go through this evaluation process, oftentimes you're looking side by side, and we're going to do that for you today, side by side. What would it look like if I stuck with Microsoft Teams? What would it look like if I went with RingCentral directly? What do I gain and what do I lose on both sides of this? I think that's very important for you to understand, because at the end of the day, if you haven't adopted Teams worldwide, global organization wide, maybe the RingCentral application's better for you because it provides more features, functionality, and transparency.
The RingCentral Unified Communications has chat, and SMS, and meetings.
All of those items, yeah, all of it, and then some. So you'll actually gain more presence functions. So within your organizations, knowing people are in meetings, knowing if they're on the phone, and what others are doing.
And if you wanted feature-rich PBX and you wanted to integrate with Teams, it's a under the hood type of scenario?
Exactly right. So if you had a contact center, your end users are still using Microsoft Teams, but you would leverage RingCentral's contact center or RingCentral's SMS and MMS. So all of that is all built into the direct routing capabilities. So key benefits here: enterprise cloud communications platform. Regardless if you're going with Microsoft directly or with RingCentral, you're going to enable yourself in collaboration space. So start thinking of it as unified communications, almost as a contact or a communications platform, if you will, as a service. So it's not just a phone system anymore. It's not just a video conference like we're on today. It's much more than that. And then consistent experience across the board. So whether you're with Microsoft directly or with RingCentral, you want to make sure that you're leveraging the right platform for your end user experience. So with that, I want to hand it over to the good folks at RingCentral. Do you want to give a quick introduction?
Sure. Tom Reineker's here with us. He's a cloud solutions engineer, and he's going to run through RingCentral a little bit, give you a little introduction to RingCentral, then talk about that integration, and also talk about it as just a full-featured platform aside from Teams. Tom, why don't you go ahead and take it away?
Awesome. Thank you, gentlemen. RingCentral is the #1 business communications platform in the industry currently. Next slide, please. And there we go. Oop. There we are. So just a quick introduction to who RingCentral is and our place in the market today. So RingCentral, our annual revenue currently sits at $1.2 billion. And we continue to grow year over year at about 34 to 35% annually. So we're out there taking major piece of the unified communications market space. So how we get there and how we deliver our service is on a really rich and robust, infrastructure. That infrastructure spans the globe. Our footprint today is approximately 30 data centers around the world, and that gives us a huge reach and advantage out there in the marketplace. Our architecture is geo-redundant and active-active. So we have a lot of tight controls on the infrastructure for our customers and can provide a high degree of uptime and reliability on our platform. That uptime and availability we'll talk about in just a second. But the other piece of our platform that I think is compelling is that global reach allows us, to deliver services in more than 40 countries around the world as local service. And we can provide number of services in over 100 countries around the world. So that's that inbound local presence in countries out there as well. So that's one of the largest footprints out there in the unified communications space. Additionally, here in North America, we operate as a CLEC. So when we talk about our ability to provide trunking to Microsoft, we're doing that as a CLEC interest, meaning not only are we providing those unified communications features, but we're also providing that ownership of your numbers. So when you're porting your numbers, RingCentral has a dedicated porting group that will be involved in that process of acquiring those numbers, and they're acquired directly to RingCentral. We're not going through third parties or using other carriers, as wholesale services on our platform. So that is, truly one of the differentiators with RingCentral. So, how have we got there? The reason we've gotten there is, that reliability we offer customers. So we back up our SLA of uptime and availability on our platform at 5 nines. 5 nines of monthly availability scores out to approximately 27 seconds of allowable downtime in a month before we're in penalty on that SLA. The other pieces that really round out that solution is that, quality voice experience. We provide a deep and robust set of analytics, reporting on call quality and, all of the reporting metrics around how your end users are communicating out there. And then, we wouldn't last long in this industry space without security. So security is really in our DNA here at RingCentral. It's wrapped around everything we do, beginning in the development process, right through the service delivery and securing our customers' information on our platform. So seeing is believing, right? Anybody can offer an SLA, but how do you back that up and how do you perform against that SLA? So currently, we're in our 9th quarter of meeting or exceeding our SLA at 5 nines. That includes the 2nd quarter of 2020, where we've noticed that explosion of growth when the industry converted to that work at home. So some of those important metrics we noticed on our platform was a 70% increase in messaging on our platform and a 200% increase in video minutes out there. So as workers migrated home, they took advantage of those meeting platform options out there. And we definitely noticed that increase. Now, our platform is sizable and scalable. We were easily able to accommodate that expansion of growth on our platform. Hey, gentlemen, I lost the share. I've got the presentation back.
We're on the SLA slide.
Yeah, I don't have a screen that shows me that right this second. There we go. So let me just make sure I'm back to where I was. Wow, I really hopped ahead.
We're on the slide that says advanced capabilities, modern UCC, and cloud PBX with the circle.
There we go. Okay. I'm good. So, what is that solution that RingCentral offers? The RingCentral solution is a holistic solution. It's more than just, that, SIP trunking, feature and product set. We offer, that holistic experience, whether that's, calling services. We support SMS and MMS on our platform. We have faxing included with each of our accounts on the platform. And then we layer on, those additional layers of solution set that are most powerful out there, whether that's an audio conferencing bridge or a video and, screen sharing collaboration platform. In addition to those offerings, we also, have a full contact center suite of offerings. That's your, complete omni-channel call center experience that is included here at RingCentral in our offerings. And then we have our own, competitive rival product with Microsoft Teams. So that is your instant messaging platform, as well as team communication channels that supports file sharing, meeting scheduling, content management, those sorts of features there on our platform. We deliver that on our global platform. And the other, area of highlight there is, that our platform is open. So we do provide APIs for our platform so that we can integrate out there with other applications in the industry, whether that's, your CRM or ERP platforms that you're using there to provide that, seamless experience to allow your employees to work in the tools they're most familiar and comfortable with. So, I'm sorry, was there a question, Louis?
Yeah, Tom, I just want to note that we're using your meetings for our virtual booth, which is a live stream from us right here. So come visit us in our booth. We're going to be giving away a Bose speaker or two if you come visit our booth. And I just want to let you know we're using the RingCentral meetings functionality for that live booth.
Excellent. That is awesome. So this morning, I want to, kind of walk you through, what is RingCentral's Cloud PBX for Microsoft Teams. And so basically what this allows your organization to essentially empower your users to stay within that Teams client, yet providing them that feature enhancement that isn't natively available inside of Microsoft Teams. So, outside of the base, call features, every organization can mute and hold, and, transfer or conference a call. But, where we come in and provide that additional layer of services is around features such as automatic call recording, maybe different call distribution strategies that you're looking to do, whether that's simultaneous ring or rotating calls between a department level group there on the platform. We're also going to be easier to do business with and provide you that security and reliability. So what that means to you is that, you have an organization that will manage those number porting tasks. That won't be left to the IT organization to navigate alone. That's part of the value RingCentral will provide. So what that looks like is within your Teams client, whether that's your desktop client or mobile or web version of the client, is that we're going to use that calling tab within the application. So all we basically do is empower that for your end users and allow them to receive their calls in that application. Now we do have multiple options when we do this as far as where things reside. So you can natively retain your voicemail in Teams if that's an option the organization would like to pursue. We can also move voicemail to the RingCentral platform. There are several different ways we can deliver this option. So it's not a one size fits all type of approach in empowering your Microsoft Teams environment. So a lot of these reasons why organizations look to using Microsoft Teams are quite simple, right? From an IT standpoint, you need the calling features. You're looking to increase that global flexibility. You want to add in those app integrations, whether that's Salesforce, Dynamics, those sorts of API and CRM integrations. We'll also provide you with the RingCentral platform, our set of analytics on call reporting and call detail. But at the end of the day, what this does for the IT organization is makes the platform, simple and, easy to implement and deploy out there as we now live in this new, remote workforce environment.
So it sounds like it's a very customizable experience, right? Like, so you can pick and choose within the Microsoft Teams environment. You would be able to say, hey, I want calling to go out Ring Central, and maybe I want to leverage Ring Central for other functions within the Teams environment, correct?
Absolutely. That's one of the key drivers we find out there that is, resonates the most with customers that are considering this option. From an end user standpoint, these are very obvious, right? I mean, getting rid of that application bloat, having multiple, places you work. If I can work in one application, I'm more productive, more happy with the work I'm performing, and those tools, really pay off, from a reporting standpoint, because you're able to capture all of the metrics and data in one platform. So, how do we stack up against what's natively available in Microsoft Teams? I think this chart, really illustrates, what we bring to the table to augment a traditional Teams implementation there. That native calling experience in more than 40 countries, that high availability SLA, I think is very impressive out there. And then we add on, additional feature sets, whether that's, API integration, our analytics and reporting, call recording. Those are all features that we can bring to bear here. So I know I've got a few minutes left. I'd love to show you, kind of a side by side here. So what does this look like? And then, where do we go from here?
So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and this is where the live demos always kind of get sideways, but it could be really great. I'm really hopeful on this one. So I'm going to stop presenting, and then Tom, go ahead and present.
Awesome. Thank you.
But this, I'm really excited about this because this gives you, from a buyer's perspective, real world side-by-side comparison of what the two platforms really look like.
Yep. So hopefully you're seeing my screen right now. It looks like you are. So, that calling experience within Microsoft Teams is accessible here on the left of the panel in the calling tab. And what you'll notice here is that I've got the ability to, make and receive calls. I've got access to my contacts, within the application. So I could, select a contact or search through my available organizational contacts. I can access my voicemail from here, view my call history on the platform. But at the end of the day, this is my soft phone experience living inside of Microsoft Teams. Placing a call is as easy as dialing a number here. And once I place that call, you'll see that calling experience triggered on the platform. I'll ring out that call. And as that call is answered, I have that calling experience.
So right now you're making a phone call from the Microsoft Teams environment going out through the Ring Central SIP trunking, right? So the end user experience is completely transparent. Maybe talk a little bit about, so if I wanted to transfer that call, what would that look like? I would hit those three dots, right?
Yep, the transfer features here under the ellipsis. So here's my transfer option, and then I'm given the ability to either key in a number, select a contact to transfer that call. So all of my essentially call control features are nested under this ellipsis here or action button on the platform. I can also hold or resume the call, but that is where my features are going to reside in a Microsoft Teams soft phone experience. The only delta to that is that the conference calling feature is actually under this option here. So you'll have to, sort of train to this, but, to show participants, this allows me to add or invite an additional party to the call to conference in additional resources here on the Teams platform.
Okay.
Now, I could walk you through the chat and Teams channels of this application, but I imagine we're all, fairly familiar with, what that brings to the table.
From my perspective, I would say pull up the Ring Central and let's do a live call side by side. Like, what does it look like? What's the call control look like? And then maybe go into the chat and collaboration, SMS, faxing, things like that.
Absolutely. So this is the Ring Central application. This is our soft phone application. So when I'm ready to make a call, you'll notice I've got, access to my soft phone here. I've got dial pad, and I can place a call on the platform. I'm just going to select a contact and dial out that call here. What you'll notice is that we place our features on the platform, right out in the open there for call progression and call handling. So you'll see that I have the ability to mute the call, place the call on hold. I can promote this call to a video call on platform. I can conference in additional folks. And then I have a whole host of additional or advanced features here as well. So here's my transfer feature. And we at Ring Central have a scripted transfer feature. So after I've selected a target within the organization, I'm then scripted as far as, what sort of transfer function I would like to perform, essentially a warm transfer, blind transfer, or, save that user their ring cycles and deliver them directly to voicemail on the Ring Central platform. Now, our soft phone experience, is part of our solution, but, we also round out our platform by offering other, telephony solutions. One of those areas is around SMS or MMS messaging. So here I can send text messages or MMS or picture messages from the Ring Central client using my business identity. So I'm not having to go to a separate platform or separate device in order to text or communicate via text. I can, manually key in a phone number and send those messages, or I can, select the contact and send those messages as well. Those will all reside here in my, soft phone interface as far as that texting channel goes.
Nick,
Yes, sir.
Nick, maybe you can talk from personal experience. You initiated MMS, SMS, right, for your phone line, your work line. And lo and behold, you didn't realize how many people were trying to text you via your direct line until you did that.
I felt terrible. Once I enabled that function, and it's amazing. I always have my DID and my signature, and I never knew people were texting me. And I turned it on, and it was all the time that I was getting text messages like, Nick, call me ASAP, and I just never knew. So yeah, it's really eye-opening once that does become enabled. And then you start thinking about the features and functions of your business operations as it relates to maybe techs in the field, or maybe just support mechanisms, right? Like if I have some customer having an issue, they can actually snap a picture and send it to my same number. It all stays in the same environment instead of giving my cell phone number, right? Like my personal cell phone number for them to text me a picture or email it to me. Just say, hey, text me the number you just called me on, just text it to me. And it'll all reside within the Ring Central platform.
Yeah, we definitely see a lot of value there, especially in business velocity, right? So that, quick access to communication, everyone has a cell phone, every customer is, on that platform, so it's definitely, changes that phone call and voicemail experience when you have that immediacy of an SMS or MMS message. So two other areas. So each phone number on the Ring Central platform also has fax capability. So inside of our platform, we can make and receive faxes on that same business number. So again, I don't have to manage, fax machines or analog devices to fax machines, but I have that eFax solution embedded here in our application. That eFax solution allows me to, view faxes from within our application. So I can come into here and look at, the fax messages I've received from the outside world. And I can also send faxes right from within this application as well. So again, I don't have to go elsewhere. Again, that story around driving productivity through spending maximum amount of time in one application, getting rid of that application bloat on the desktop is what we're really driving at there. And then, access to the rest of those, telephony features on our platform. So we do have a rich voicemail platform. Our voicemail platform not only includes the WAV file or media attachment, but we also do provide a transcription option or transcription feature on our platform. Makes that available to all our users.
So within this platform, Microsoft Teams inherently doesn't have SMS, MMS, faxing capabilities, voicemail transcription. I'm not positive on that one. Do you know, Tom?
They do have transcription option on their voicemail platform.
And then what we aren't showing today, call recordings. I think you have it right there.
Yep, I can view my call recordings, or I can do compliance level call recording on every phone call on the platform and have those available to just select admins on the platform as well.
And then lastly, we would add in the contact center component, and the contact center obviously is blown up over the past few years as omni-channel has become a bigger thing, right? Like we just talked about SMS and MMS, but what if within the contact center world where I have hundreds of people calling into a contact center, maybe instead of calling, they're sending emails and we're queuing up those emails. Maybe they're sending SMS or MMS and we're queuing those up just like we would a regular phone call, and then have skill-based routing associated with all of that. And I think that's where you start to see the differences is if I start checking off some of these boxes that I really want SMS and I really want faxing capabilities to the DID, and I really like to have an omni-channel contact center, all of a sudden it's starting to say, what am I leveraging Microsoft Teams for here? RingCentral does all of that and then some. So I just challenge the IT folks on the call today, do this side-by-side comparison, because I think it's really eye-opening. Now, don't get me wrong, Microsoft Teams is a great product. It's been adopted worldwide. What I think comes into play here is most folks start to think, I'll just turn on this phone system component and it'll be less expensive for my organization. And what we found at ATC is quite the opposite. Once you start adding in the phone system license, once you add in the audio conferencing licensing, making sure that the calling plan is all correct, it becomes a very expensive endeavor, and you're doing so on a product that has 35 features and functionality, where on the RingCentral side, you have 100+ features and functionality.
Are you saying it could be cost neutral?
Potentially. It really comes down to what features functionality you're looking to accomplish. Can Microsoft Teams even do that? And if it can, what does that cost difference look like? Oftentimes we see it on the Microsoft side being more expensive than leveraging direct routing.
So to be clear, the Microsoft Voice could be a good fit for certain situations.
It could.
Right?
It's a very strong platform, has the capabilities of being a strong player. If you take a look at the Gartner Magic Quadrant report this past week, they come out with the pros and cons of it, and a lot of it is, it seems like Microsoft is pushing clients the direct routing way if they have any complexity whatsoever.
So I know we touched on, what about contact center? I mean, that's almost a slam dunk. So,
absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. Well, Microsoft's washed their hands of it. They do not have a contact center play.
Gotcha.
And those contact center offerings will then require integration, whether you're doing that on the Microsoft platform. RingCentral has already done that work for you. So those contact center interactions, that omni-channel agent experience is already baked into our platform and solution there. So we're able to bridge not only the non-contact center workers on the platform, we're able to deliver that contact center integration. So calls that need to leave the contact center to re-enter the business, we're managing presence from the contact center straight through onto the unified communication side of the platform.
Okay, well, very good.
Excellent.
I appreciate all the insight. And the geek in me loved this, because being able to do a live demo side by side and doing it through the platform that we're doing it on it's awesome. So I really appreciate you doing that, Tom.
Awesome. Would you guys like to see the, I just, if you'll indulge me for a quick second here, those additional feature sets on the RingCentral side include our meetings product. As you mentioned, we're in that meetings breakout. So here I've got my meetings offering. I can, start a meeting on the fly. I can schedule upcoming meetings. You'll also notice that I've got my calendar integration in here available to me as well. This gives me, again, that single application interface to those advanced, features on the platform. And then, the last area, right? We talk about, the power Teams has in messaging. So the RingCentral system has an instant messaging platform on it. Our messaging platform is also a file sharing platform. It supports, scheduling and tasking and @mentions, and it has a robust set of features. It shouldn't be discounted there as not mature. I believe even in the Gartner report there, they cite us for completeness of vision and delivery on this platform as well. And whether that's a one-to-one or multi-party chat session, we also have team threads. Our team communication allows you to create those multifunctional teams and share content and pin specific files that are relevant to those cross-functional organizations working there within your company, or even inside out, inviting third parties to come in and work in a shared space with you and your organization. So I don't mean to totally derail our talk track today, but I would be remiss if I didn't show you at least some of the power beyond the unified communication space we have to offer there.
Yeah, thank you for that, Tom. And if you could just stop sharing your screen so we could show off the RingCentral booth. I think that for this conversation, this wasn't a bash by any means on Microsoft Teams. It's education-wise, we need to understand what the pros and cons of each side is. And that's what we thrive on at ATC, is really educating clients on what the options are, whether it's Microsoft Teams, going with them directly, or going through a direct routing partner like RingCentral. We just want to make sure it's the right fit for the organization.
Great. I think
right on time.
Yeah, we're right on time. We're going to hand back to John here in a second. I want to remind everybody we're giving away a Ranger bonfire kit to one lucky attendee today. And then we'll also be giving away a couple of Bose speakers for people that come into the booth and talk to me. Please come into the booth and talk to me. I'm looking for people I'll talk about the Bengals. I'll talk about UCaaS. I'll talk about CPaaS. I'll talk about RingCentral.
I want to talk about that fire pit.
I just want to talk to some people in our booth. So, Tom, thank you for your time today. Appreciate the demo side by side. That's great stuff. You don't see that quite often in this type of live virtual environment, and we appreciate your effort today. John, you want to come in with some closing remarks?
I'd love to. And Nick, the geek in me loves that it looks like Dunder Mifflin enjoys RingCentral as their UCaaS solution. So I appreciate seeing that on the demo. So guys, thank you so much. We appreciate it. Special thanks to ATC, powered by RingCentral, our featured sponsor for this session. And remember to complete the survey for each session by finding the link in My Agenda session descriptions, which is the same place you click to join this session here. By participating in the survey, you make your voice heard and are helping shape the future of Tech First events. And thank you so much for taking the time to fill out that survey. So now it's time for about a 15-minute break. Use this time to grab a snack, visit exhibitors, explore the event platform. There are game codes you can earn by exploring the app, so go to the event game tab to learn more there. And the game code for attending this session is Teams. Thanks so much. See y'all soon.
you